Yo, welcome back to the Texas Underground Radar. I'm your host, JVaz. Got a special guest joining us today, but before we get you there, make sure you follow us on the social media pages at the JVaz Show. Check out the website, thetexasundergroundradar.com. You can find those links on the description of the podcast, description of the video. Let's give it to my co-host joining us today.
Never die. What's good, JVaz?
Man, bro, just chilling. Chilling without a haircut again. I'm tired of these Wednesday interviews. Because I can't get a haircut. I'm over here looking rough.
We gonna do it Saturdays now?
Start doing Saturdays so I can get a haircut on the weekends. Nah, but talk to us, man.
Man, we got a special guest in the house. Mr. Blaine Tate.
What's going on?
Tate.
Mic check, mic check.
What's going on, bro? How you feeling?
All good. I'm just glad to be here, man. I feel like it's long overdue. I watched the show. I'm a big fan of the show, and it's good being here.
Yeah, it's definitely overdue because I know we've talked about it before we were doing the Texas Underground Radar, and then we finally, started working together and whatnot, and then, shit happens, I guess, but we're finally here making it happen.
Yes, sir.
And we got a lot to talk about, man. We want to take it back to your early beginnings, talk about history, and just talk about everything you got going on now. I see your perfect beard and shit. I'm kind of jealous. So we're gonna talk about barbers, being a barber and whatnot.
Gleaming.
It comes with the craft, man. I always have a good cut.
You do. Oh, so he's dissing me already. I always have a good cut. Unlike you, J-Bass. Looking over here, homeless. I pulled up in the parking lot. My guy was acting up. I pulled up to the parking lot. I was limping and shit. And this lady's like, I don't have any change. And I was like, damn, I look that rough. She thinks I'm homeless. Fuck.
Dead.
No.
Just trying to get by.
Like, damn, I'm just going into this building. You have to work there to get in there. I was like, sorry, man. Nah, but I guess what you want to talk about first, Never Die? We want to talk about being a barber? We want to talk about music or
man,
talk to us? What you got in your notes? Let's
start off at the beginning, man. Like we were talking about earlier, you said straight out of high school you started rapping, huh?
Yeah, well, actually, in high school is where I kind of, I guess, played with the idea. I used to do freestyles in the lunchroom and just for fun or at parties. And somebody told me, like, hey, that kind of sounds good. You should try recording a song. Mm-hmm. I was like, well, all right, well, I guess I'll give it a try. So got with some people in Baytown, and that's where I'm from. So we did a song, and I was like, you know what? I guess I can give this a try. And kind of just went from there. So right out of high school, I went to Lee College, which is the community college there. Mm-hmm. And where I'm from, everybody works in the plants. Yeah. Everybody does refinery work. So born and raised there, I was like, well, I guess that's what I'm going to study. Mm-hmm. So I went into the admissions office. I said, I'm going to sign up for process tech. And so the lady leaves and she goes and gets the papers for me to sign. And as I'm there, I'm flipping through the book and I see audio production and audio technology. I started looking at the pamphlet for that and I was like, well, maybe I want to do this. Mm-hmm. So the lady comes back and I was like, well, tell me what this program is all about. And it's like, oh, it's a new program that we're doing. It's, you learn about audio engineering, music production.
That's dope. I didn't even know they did that there.
So I signed up for that and I was like, well, I did music. So somebody's going to need to, who's going to record me? Who's going to do the beats? Who's, I didn't know anything about how to make a song or how to go about it. So that actually helped me a bit. And so from there, I got plugged in at Dope House, and that's kind of where my engineering career started in the music business.
Yeah, that's
how exactly this whole connection happened with Dope House.
Well, for some of the people that don't know, Jaime Payne Ortiz, we're cousins. So when I started doing music, I hit him up a couple times. I'm like, hey man, I want to do music. You think you can kind of show me what to do? And, he wasn't being rude about it. He was just like, well, he didn't know how serious I was. He was like, well, you don't want to do this.
Yeah.
You don't want what comes with this industry.
You don't want this life.
Yeah, pretty much. So I never took it as, you know, somebody hating or, you know, or the negative way. So I was just like, okay. And when he saw that I applied for audio technology and audio engineering, he noticed like, oh man, this kid is taking it seriously. You know, he straight out of high school, this is what he wants to do. Okay. So he reached out to me and said, look, this isn't a paying job. We need help at the dope house. Maybe you can come through and just kind of see if this is a good fit for you. So I went to the dope house, and it was just kind of something I didn't really expect. Because, you know, like outside looking in, you know, you expect to pull up and, you know, all the artists be there recording or, you know, having fun. You know, it's just
bitches out there, oh, Tate, Blaine Tate.
Yeah, no, it was nothing like that at all. So I get there, and it was literally, for a long time, it was just me, Payne, Carolyn, in the studio, just working on The Son of Norma, working on whatever projects Carlos had coming out. And it was a good experience.
I just thought of a random ass question. This is not even on the notes, and so I'm just gonna slide this question in here. What's an artist that was part of Dope House that nobody ever knew about? And I say that because you know how Trey was signed to Dope House way back in the day and shit like that, and a lot of people didn't know that. So what's an artist that was part of Dope House and the public didn't really know he was part of Dope House?
Trey the Truth.
For real? I didn't know that.
I don't think he was signed. Well, I don't know. That was before my time. Yeah. So I knew he went up there. They told me that Wino used to be there a lot.
Wino?
Yeah. That he would be up there at the Dope House. And he actually has a couple songs, like unreleased songs with like Powder and Lucky and that are in the vault.
I remember Juan Gotti released that video with him. I don't remember the name of it, but
what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I guess that would probably be the only artist that I would know that went up there. Because whenever I was there, it was just, the studio wasn't open to the public. It was just solely for Carlos's projects. And that was around like 2011, 2012. So, yeah, any traffic coming in, like it was just kind of, it's totally different now. But,
yeah,
you know, nobody was coming through to record unless it was for Carlos's project and his project only. Which, Son of Norma, he decided, I don't want any features. So it was just a whole Carlos project we had to sit there and work on.
Yeah. You were gonna ask him something. My bad. It just popped up in my head.
I was just gonna say, like, the first time I met Payne, that's when I first met you, because I was living in Dallas, and I was all excited. I'm like, man, I'm gonna go work with Payne, and that's when I first met you. We were at a Chinese restaurant. I think I was giving him the bread for the beats and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So that way I could work with him and Carolyn, and that's the first time we met. And then when I came to Houston, I started fucking with you some, and then you showed me that track Home.
Home, yeah.
The video and everything.
Man.
I went to the studio with you, and you showed me that track Home. That was a dope-ass track.
Appreciate it,
Want to talk about that a little bit?
Oh, yeah. So, around 2016, I decided to take a break from music. You know, take a break from Dope House in general. I told Carlos, look, I really appreciate what you did for me. You know, you gave me a shot here, but, you know, I need a steady income because the music industry really isn't steady. You know, I have bills I have to pay. You know, I have kids I need to raise. Mm-hmm. And he was like, okay, I understand. If you ever want to come back, just let me know. I said, okay. So I left, and I decided to go to the oil field. I decided to go work in the refinery work. And to be honest, man, it's a totally different lifestyle. Like, people that work in the refinery business, you know, you don't know what time you're getting off. Like, it could be 6 o'clock, and you think you're about to wrap it up and go home to the fam, and your foreman comes and says, oh, nah, y'all are going to be here for like 3 more hours. Like, bro, my son's baseball game is about to start. Like, and that's just a lifestyle I just didn't want to live for the rest of my life.
What type of work were you doing?
Pipe fitting.
Pipe fitting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Until this day, I still have people like ask me like, "Hey, I have this job." Nope, I'm not doing it. So
I made the mistake once.
So to answer your question about Home, Home is a song that I came up with one day in the lunch tent. Like, we had no work to do. The boss was like, just go chill in the lunch tent for a while until we figure something out. And the day before, actually, it was a whole weekend that we had shut down. There was a man that got crushed by a pipe over there at Chevron. And, you know, they called on the radio, "Hey, everybody got to go. You know, it's, we have a fatality. Right now, it's, they got to investigate and see what happened exactly." So on the way out, I was just like, man, that could be any one of us. That could be, a hammer could fall on my head and, this game over. So when we returned to work, it was still kind of slow. So when I was sitting in the lunch tent, Slip had sent me a batch of beats. And during that time, I was still kind of, I love doing music. This is my passion. But right now, I got to do this. I got to take a break. So when I heard the beats at Home, it just hit me like, this is what I was feeling at that moment. And I put that feeling about my situation in the refinery on paper, transferred that into the song, and then the video came together, and I felt like it showed how people in the refineries feel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because while I was there, I heard a lot of people's stories. Mm-hmm. Like, people were telling me about, like, I'm from Alabama. I have this amount of kids. I got like 10 kids, and all I do is work and pay child support. And I'm like, damn. And there's another guy telling me, his story. And he asked me, he's like, man, oh, you rap? Like, he found out that I did music. And he was just like, man, you need to make a song for us. You need to make a song for us. This is around the time that Mark Wahlberg movie came out of him in the offshore work, doing offshore work. I forgot what it's called, but he was like, man, that's all we have. Like, I have nothing to tell, like, show my wife. Like, I tell her every day, and, like, she gets mad. Oh, you need to come home at this time. And he's like, I can't. Like, my boss says I have to stay. So he's like, there's nothing that really shows our side of the story.
Yeah,
our
and even
side
the
of this
video
work.
was so real, too.
So the video was actually pretty funny because, like, I had already decided I didn't want to do refinery work anymore. I was like, man, what can I do? I can't, I can go back to Dope House for a little while, but I need to figure another revenue of income, something that could be more flexible with my time, because I don't want to be at work all day long. So I was getting my haircut one day, and it just, like, I don't know, I guess a light bulb just clicked, and I asked my barber, I was like, man, I hope you don't mind me asking, but, like, how much do you make? And he broke it down for me, and he was like, well, I can make this amount, but if I'm here every day and I treat it like a job, I can make this amount. I'm like, man, that's more than what I was making in the plants. He's like, well, the work that you put in is the work that you get out of it. Mm-hmm. So I left the refineries. I went to go, I guess, get my barber's license. And while I was there at the barber school, I was still doing music. Mm-hmm. And that whole scene of us doing the safety meeting, all that is in the barber school. Mm. All those people that are in the class are barbers.
Dang.
And the guy giving the meeting, he is an actual safety man. He was just getting his haircut there while I was doing the video. And I was like, hey, man, you want to be a part of the video?
That's crazy.
And he was like, oh, I guess. I was like, what do I got to do? I was like, just pretend you're a safety man. You're giving me. He's like, well, I am a safety man. He's like, this is my job. Like he felt like he was born for it. He was like, yeah, this is my role. Like, this is what I've been trained to do. So that's kind of how the video came together.
And when I saw that, I work in the plants, so like I felt that shit.
Oh yeah,
and that inspired me to do the song I did with S.A. Partner, Working Man Blues.
Yeah,
shit, I shot it to you right when it was done. I was like, bro, you inspired me, so here's my song, you know. And I want to shoot the video, but I didn't get to shoot the video for it. But it was so real, man, and that's what I loved about it. It was so original too. But if you worked the plant life, you felt that song.
Oh yeah, it's a whole different world, and not a lot of people understand it. You know, you have people from all over the all over the world, like coming to Texas or what's another, like Pittsburgh, like that area of.
Yeah, like we got contractors here now from Alabama and Mississippi and all over the place, and they're working on a plant right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean the song itself just paints a picture. I've never worked at a refinery or anything like that, but I mean I told you earlier, whenever we did the Facebook interviews, I think it was around quarantine or whatever. Did a couple segments on Facebook Live, and that was the song that we played, and I fuck with it. You know what I mean? And you know, it's like you said, the video. It's you're there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like you're there,
and that's what art is. When you do something so original like that, but it came from the heart and it came from a real place, so that's why it stood out and was so original.
Yeah, music takes you back to like it's like a time machine. It takes you back to a certain time, a certain taste, smell. You know, and
I say that all the time.
And you know what? And that's what Carlos's music is too to the people. Yeah, like it takes them back, and that's why a lot of people stick with his style. Like it is just it paints you a picture.
Yeah, the other
storytelling.
It's funny you say that. The other day I was riding. I was like, for the last like 6 months, I've listened to a lot of Spanish music, and it's like I'm not sad no more. I can't be listening to this shit. What can I listen to? And I started listening to. First, it was Never Changed, and I went back and listened to Purity album, and then 2 Joints started playing, and then it was what was the other one? Follow My Lead, and it takes you back. Yeah. It fucking takes you back. I feel like I was back in high school and shit, jamming to this shit. Yeah. And it paints a picture of your old memories and whatnot.
One thing I really respect about your style too is you're very lyrical.
Appreciate it.
Like you always spitting.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's the kind of music that I gravitate toward, like that I listen to. Like, you know, being in high school, I used to listen to SPM as well, but like Coast and Lucky, like I just felt like their wordplay was just, especially Coast, man. Like his wordplay is out of this world, and I just like creating the music that I guess that I like and give the message that I want to give, which leads into home as well. Because I have people tell me all the time, like, "Man, you need to make another plant song." I'm like, whoa, I don't make refinery songs. It was just this one thing. Like, there's not gonna be like, bro, there's not gonna be a part 2. I'm out of there. Like, I'm not going back. Like, I still have people ask me, "Hey, you want to come back?" No, I'm good. It was a time in my life.
I don't make refineries.
Yeah, that chapter's done.
You're
dog.
like, hit up, never die.
For real, like I'm gonna start shooting them. That's like that S.A. Partner one. Yeah. No, that's a good one, dog. It was really good.
Funny. But even like the features you got on your album, Snow the Product, Carolyn Rodriguez, Cassette Coast, Crystal Poppin', Too Raw, Clever, GT Garza, like those are all spitters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's cool. You challenge yourself with people that spit, like some of the best lyricists there is coming out of Texas.
Yeah, I like working with artists that I like too. Like, you know, I guess go back on something Carlos taught me. I used to ask him all the time, like, you know, you're friends with Fat Joe, like you're cool with DJ Paul, you know, all the Houston artists, like you don't have any songs with like Slim Thug or Paul Wall. Like, why don't you, you know, use your I guess your star power to get a verse or something? And he would tell me like, man, to be honest, I just want to make music with my friends. I just want to make songs with, you know, Gotti, Lucky, Carolyn. And that's something that I really respected. So whenever I go out and I look for a verse or I look for somebody to be a part of the song, like I kind of think, well, who can take this song to the next level of what I'm trying to do? Like who could take what I've done and bring it to the next level? And usually it's, you know, like Coast or Carolyn Snow. I just really enjoy working with artists that I guess gravitate toward.
Yeah.
Which has been your favorite feature so far?
My favorite feature.
Why do I always put people on the spot?
Man,
All that shit.
All right, the hard questions. Let's get into it. All right, my favorite feature. I guess it would be. It'd probably be the Snow. It'd probably be the Snow.
Give me your top three.
My top three.
Give you a little wiggle room there.
All right. One would have to be the Snow sample. I mean, not sample, verse, because it was the first verse that I ever got from somebody. It was right when Snow came to Fort Worth, and this was MySpace days. Like she wasn't even doing music with Chingo or Lucky at the time, because I know they have like a couple songs. And she was just on MySpace, like just trying to get her music out there. And I hit her up and I was like, "Hey, I have this beat from Pain. I think you'd sound dope on it." And if you listen to that song, it's kind of like her old, like, has a little bit of Bay Area style to it, versus like kind of what she's doing now. But it was the first verse that I ever got from another artist. So that one, always Coast. When I get Coast on a song, it's just I rush to my email like, oh, I gotta hear it. I gotta hear it, man. This shit's gonna be dope. And then Carolyn, man. Carolyn has always looked out for me. She put me on Till I Go.
Yeah, that's my favorite feature you did. That track hard, especially the DJ Red version.
Oh, man.
That all tough.
Man, I love that song.
Yeah.
I think it's approaching like 3 million views on YouTube.
Nice.
The video.
Nice.
And we turned it into a click song. We added, because it was originally just me and
Poncho
Carolyn.
V? Oh.
It was me and Carolyn on the Dope Diary album. After that, she's like, well, let's make this into a click song. So she added Gotti, Poncho, That Boy T.
Already.
And then from there, we just kind of pieced everything together and shot the video. And that's probably been one of my favorite songs that I've done.
Yeah, that's a dope track.
Shouts out to Carolyn, by the way.
Already.
For sure.
And he worked with a lot of dope producers too, like Slip and Payne. Who else you worked with?
Slip, Payne, Danny Cartel. He did the song I did with Crystal Poppin'. He works a lot with Coast as well. And Cal One, he's a producer in Germany, I believe. But he's always worked with some of the Dope House artists. Like, he has a couple songs with Lucky, with Carolyn. He did People for Carlos on the Son of Norma album. And he has a couple beats on there as well. But, man, lately I've just been kind of looking to expand and work with other producers as well. Because, I've been in this camp for so long working with these artists. Like, now I've kind of looked around and say, okay, well, who else is out there? Yeah. Like, I know, like, there's dope producers and artists here, but, who else is, coming into the game? Who else is trying to create something dope? Make something out of nothing?
Yeah. So, you come out of high school, you get brought into the Dope House, then you decide to take a break, go to the refineries, then you get into barbershop. Into barber school, or what exactly happened in that transition? You told me you as your barber, but what was that transition like? Yeah, what made that decision? That, you know what, let me go make a killing charging these people.
So when I was in barber school, I literally started from scratch. Like, I had maybe 2 people that I could like practice on and like fuck up and they wouldn't get mad. and I would tell them all the time, I'm like, bro, when my cuts get cold, I'll make sure to look out for y'all.
Yeah.
So, I was working on that from like 2016 from now. So it's been about 6 years since I picked up a clipper and decided I wanted to cut hair.
Yeah.
And I've just been growing my business, working for myself and being able to choose my own time. how much time I want to put in music, how much time I want to put into my family and the barbering. And man, it's been an awesome journey because I really enjoy doing it. Like I say it all the time, if, you know, a time comes to where I never have to cut hair again, I'm still going to cut hair. Like, even if it's for like a day, like give me like a couple heads.
Yeah.
Or if I got to be on the road or something, I got to chop somebody up. I feel like it's in my blood at this point.
Yeah.
Hey, you done bossed up. You got your own shop. Yeah,
man. Well, I don't own the shop, but I work with a group of people that we feel we're a solid team. Mm-hmm. We have 12 people in the barbershop. That's a lot. That's like a lot. Go to any barbershop, even the big ones. You know, you will hardly find 8, 10. You know, have a whole 12. That's, you know, with good people too. Because I always say, when it comes to not only a shop but like a team, like you got to think of it like a basketball team, like the chemistry. If y'all don't have chemistry, then, you know, if somebody's fucking up, somebody's not showing up to work, if somebody's not, you know, taking their job seriously, it's going to trickle down into, you know, the team. Yep. And you can only look out for people for so long before you decide, you know, we gotta find somebody else to take your place, or, you know, we got to figure something out. So the shop's been doing good. You know, shout out to Big League Barbershop, Baytown, Texas. If you're on the east side, come see us.
Hey, they get you right for real.
If you want to travel, you can come see us still. You can find us on Booksy. Man, it's probably the best way to get a hold of us, Booksy.
Booksy.
Yeah.
So, started cutting hair. Are you currently Dope House right now? Are you currently working with Dope House?
I'm more of an affiliate now. I talk to Carlos time to time, or when I decide to pull up, you know, to see what they're doing in the studio. And, you know, he always has good things to say about me, about cutting hair and whatever decision I want to do. Plus, I like to just go back and see what they're working on too. Get a little snippet before everybody else gets it. But most of the songs, man, like I was working on some of the stuff that's being released now. I was working on that back when I was just starting at Dope House, because working on his music, it you know, it's a task. It's a whole. You have to. It might take a whole 3 months before we even finish the song. Just critiquing everything.
Hey.
Yeah.
Shit, that's a lot. I'm like, that's a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I heard Kanye West say that he's like that too. Like he just picks apart every little thing.
Perfectionist. Yeah.
So you working on a new project right now?
Yeah, right now. So I actually have been going up to the Dope House to record, just to get out of, you know, I have a home studio, but you know, working in those 4 walls by yourself. You know, sometimes I need other people there to give me input.
Definitely.
So lately I've been going up to the Dope House. You know, right now we're just calling it, let's do a couple singles. But every week I'll go in, we'll record something. Then we got something else. Then we got another song. So right now it's looking toward a project.
Dope.
No title yet, but I can definitely say this is going to be my favorite one so far.
I saw you shooting a video with Garza the other day.
Yeah, man.
With OG Films.
Oh, yeah. So I got Garza on a song called Turnin Lane.
Nice.
And that'll be the first single to drop. We're still in the editing process, so I don't have an official date, but it will be here this year for sure.
Dope.
Most likely next month.
Dope. And I heard that track White Angel, Super P was shooting the video for it the other day. Man, that track go hard, bro.
Another one too, man.
Yeah, you spitting on that hoe.
And that's what I've been trying to do lately. Just go back to the lyrical stuff.
Yeah.
That's when you at your best. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it.
Because not everybody can do that. Not everybody can do that.
We always talk about that on the show. How it's like, man, these people they don't really be saying nothing.
Yeah.
Like the game in general, or just like in that, like, do you feel like Southern artists?
The game in general.
The game in general.
Game in general?
Yeah. The game in general, bro. So I'm very into artists like yourself. I'm always telling them, like, I want that lyrical shit. Like, tell me something. Don't just be rambling, basically.
Yeah.
And I feel like the game in general, that's where it's at right now, where there's no playback value. Like, for example, we were talking about Home. You 20 years down the line, people will still be working in the refineries and still be able to relate to what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And compared to the Laffy Taffy, for example. You know what I'm saying? Like who the hell still listens to Laffy Taffy nowadays? But yeah, the game in general is lacking creativity and it's lacking.
I feel that.
Lyricism.
Yeah. Now that song gonna be stuck in my head all night.
Laffy Taffy. Laffy Taffy.
Hey, when I was in junior high, that shit was hard. And now I got older, I'm like, you know what? I'll pass.
Wasn't there a girl that cracked her neck doing the? Was it Laffy Taffy or was it Snap Your Fingers?
Probably Snap Your Fingers. That's
Lean with a rock with it, maybe.
Probably
One of those. One of the snap music.
At prom and pop her neck.
God.
But anyway, I always bring weird facts to the show. You know what I'm saying?
You got any other big features on the album coming up?
Right now, Garza. I'll start. Right now, I'm in the beginning stages.
Okay, so you're writing
I'm
the
kind
songs
of just looking around, seeing who's out right now,
Dope.
who could kind of complement whatever song that I have.
Yeah.
And actually, I like what I'm hearing. Like some of the artists that have been coming out.
Yeah, there's a lot of talent out right now.
There's something that you said on the show the other day about, I guess our identity.
I'll be saying a lot of shit.
I guess the Houston Latin identity.
Yeah.
And I was thinking the other day, some of these songs that have been coming out now, they have the Latin samples. But that was something that, Gotti was doing back in the John Ghetto days. He was doing that on No Set Trippin' on his first
He been Intocable on the song, didn't he?
Yeah.
At one point, yeah.
He was doing that, like, back then. So I feel like, that might be our lane. That might be like an avenue or some kind of style that comes from that because, I think it's dope. I mean, I'm a big fan of samples, but, maybe not sampling the sample that's already been sampled, but...
Yeah. And if done correctly, these Spanish songs on the...
Hey, just like Rapper Rick. What did you say?
Yeah.
Oh, like all the beats on there are dope.
Yeah.
You flipped it.
Yeah, that
they give me one of them.
I'm glad you said that because that's basically what I was trying to say. Create a lane within the culture. I know. I don't want to talk about it too much because
I know y'all have already touched the subject a lot,
but
it's something everybody wants to talk about.
Yeah,
it was an idea that I had the other day, and I was like, I heard, No Set Trippin', like Miro Lo Que Pasa.
Yeah.
Gotti was doing those samples back then.
Won a Grammy with that, right?
Yeah.
Latin Grammy.
So that's what I was trying to say. Because a lot of people were taking it as if, you want us to stop rapping? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying take the culture, but create your own lane within the culture.
Exactly.
And I forgot all about that. I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, Juan Gotti been doing that shit for years. Even Chingo Bling did a little bit back in the day.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He had to do the Latin.
And even
I can't remember which one it was, but he did that a little bit.
In Dallas too, a lot of DJs would flip cumbias with crunk music, so it'll be like that cumbias.
I mean, Chopaholics.
Yeah.
They did it a lot. Chopacumbias, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to them, man.
Shout out to Chopaholics. One day we'll have them on here.
Oh, really?
When they come down. Well, I think one of them, Kool-Aid's out here, ain't he?
I'm not sure. I know it was in San Antonio for a minute, but I'll hit him up, see what's good.
Yeah. I saw that flex. I'll hit him up, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'll shoot him a text right now.
Hold on. JVaz, why do you want the show?
Leaves you on red. Oh, JVaz. Fuck that guy. I was talking shit. What you got, Never Die?
Man, shit, that's all I got, bro.
Man, so you say you don't have a release date for this project?
Nah, man. I wish I did. But be on the lookout for Turnin Lane featuring GT Garza. That's going to be the video that I shot with OG Films. Shout out to OG Films, man. The boy is super dope. And then following that will be the video for White Angel. Shot by Super Pete, man. That's going to be the lyrical. And that's what this project is all going to be about, is the lyrical side that I've brought to some of my projects. I just want to focus on that again because I really enjoy doing that. Like the pure skill, like the art of, flipping, flipping the wordplay, the delivery, punchlines, like. I enjoy doing that.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. When coronavirus started, me and you talked about doing the EP together, and I was excited about it because I knew you lyrical. So I was like, man, I'm gonna have to step my shit up on this. I'm gonna have to bring a new lady. You know what I'm saying? I was excited about it.
Might have to bring that idea up
already.
We never just like.
I'm always down to work with people that want to work.
Yeah.
Like if you're serious about your job, you're serious about this music, like hit me up. Like it ain't nothing. Like.
Thanks.
I'm always down to work with everybody.
Already.
Well, shit. Hey, man. Personally, we appreciate your time. Appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you.
Like you said, it was long overdue. And shit, we'll see you out there. You gonna be at the birthday bash?
At the birthday? Oh yeah, for sure. I'll be out there, man. Always.
Yeah, so we'll see you out there. And hey, also, side note, it was cool to see you perform. There's a lot of you guys that I haven't seen perform live, and I saw you perform at the Viva Mexico Fest that Athena hosted and Mexican Connected. So that was cool to see you perform with Carolyn.
Yeah.
And is knocking people off my list that I've never seen perform.
I know he's like, I'm gonna be there. He didn't even tell me to go perform and shit. I was like, oh shit, he jumping on stage.
Man, I didn't even know what time we were going on. I showed up, I barely got my first drink, and I heard the song. I was like, oh shit, like right
he
now.
Jumped on stage. I was like, hey, what's up, Blaine?
Yeah, I was like, oh damn. I think I forgot my drink too. I didn't even get to, I took like 2 sips. I was like, damn, where the
Buns probably drank it for you.
Yeah, for real.
Hey, it's Buz's birthday today. Happy birthday,
Happy
Buzz.
birthday to boy Buns, B-U-N-Z. Blaine Tate, we appreciate your time, bro. Appreciate you stopping by, man.
All right,
and,
man.
Shit.
Appreciate you having me. Appreciate you having me.
Whenever the album drops, we'll have you back on here
and
give you a review on it and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I might talk some shit on
Like being in a shop, I'm used to. If I bring something that doesn't come as hard as the last song, they're gonna let me know. So I'm gonna need the same energy from y'all. Like,
got you, man.
We
got you. Hell yeah. Shit, once again, from what was it? Started at the dope house to the refineries to the barber shop, and out here still making music. Man. Blaine Tate, appreciate you, man.
All right, man.
Texas motherfucker. Texas motherfucker. Texas motherfucker. Texas motherfucker.